Shalom. Today we're going to discuss the Star of David fraud. Many of you, as were we, were under the misconception that the Most High gave King David a 6-pointed hexagram that represented the nation of Israel. We're going to go into the Holy Bible and find out, is that true or is that a man-made lie? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 30, verse 6.
The book of Proverbs chapter 30, verse 6. Add thou not unto his words, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a liar.
See that? Add not unto his words, lest he reprove thee, and thou be found a what?
A liar.
A liar. So if anyone says that the Most High, the creator of heaven and earth, gave King David a 6-pointed hexagram, we should be able to read that history in the scriptures. But you know what? There is no scripture. I've searched the scriptures over and over and over, and never have I come across that. From there, let's go to Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 16. Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 16.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets.
Hearken not unto the words of the prophets
that prophesy unto you, they make you vain.
Come on.
They speak a vision of their own heart.
Read that part again.
They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart.
That's the part I wanted. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart. So is the 6-pointed hexagram of the Most High, or is it the vision of your own heart, your own vile imagination? Come on.
And not out of the mouth of the Lord.
Meaning, and not out of the Bible. So there's a difference, my brothers, my sisters. Is what they're teaching out of the Holy Scriptures, or is it out of the mouth of God, out of the Holy Bible? The 6-pointed hexagram. From there, let's go to 1 Kings chapter 11. We're going to read 3 verses, verse 5 through 7. 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 5 through 7. Okay? Because Israel, we must wake up and come to an understanding on this.
The first book of Kings, chapter 11, verse 5 through 7. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth.
That's where Easter comes from, Ashtoreth. Come on.
The goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites.
So what is this talking about? Solomon, when he married these women of other nations, they manipulated his mind as he started to get up in age, and he started to follow these strange gods. Come on.
And Solomon did evil.
He did what?
Did evil.
Solomon did evil. Come on.
In the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father.
Come on.
And then Solomon built an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon.
So you see what Solomon did? He became evil. He started to worship the pagan gods of his wives. Okay? Now, when you search history, this is what I want you to do, brothers. This is what I want you to do, sisters. Right now, go to Google and type in Seal of Solomon. Seal of Solomon. of Kabbalah, all of that stuff of mysticism goes back to ancient times, where Solomon gathered books of alchemy, books of witchcraft, books of sorcery, and they call it Kabbalah today. And you can find the seal of Solomon, the 6-pointed hexagram, in there. Now, at Amos chapter 5, verse 26.
The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 26. But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Molech, and Chion your images, the star of your God,
The star of your God,
which ye made to yourselves.
which you made to yourself. So that reference to the star there. Read it again.
But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Molech.
Molech. Remember, Solomon, what we read in Kings, remember he started dabbling with Molech. Go ahead.
And Chion
And Chion.
your images.
Come on.
The star of your God.
Because it was a 6-pointed star that was in honor of these false gods. 6-pointed and a 5-point star. Understand that. From there, let's go to Acts. Did you finish?
No.
Go ahead.
Which ye made to yourselves.
From there, let's go to Acts chapter 7. Let's go to the New Testament. Because the apostle, the disciple Stephen spoke on this too, historically. Acts chapter 7, verse 43.
Acts chapter 7, verse 43. Yea, ye took up the tabernacle of Molech,
There goes Molech again.
and the star of your God Remphan.
And the star, and the star, and the star, and the star of your God, Remphan. That's the 6-pointed hexagram. Go ahead.
Figures which ye made to worship them.
Figures which ye made to worship them. Was that it?
And I will carry you away beyond Babylon.
And as a result of us having that image, the Most High got angry with us and carried us away to Babylon. Okay, so now, you know what this is showing? That these are ancient symbols, okay? That's why the so-called Jews of today, the so-called white man that claims to be a Jew, what's the symbol on his flag? The hexagram, the star of Remphan, the star of Molech, okay? That's what that is. And they they started the lie and called it the Magen David, the shield of David, the star of David, okay? And you got many Israelites who foolishly believed that without scriptural evidence. We were just like that. So this is not a we hate you campaign. This is a campaign, a lecture to bring us all on one accord. Let's put down the pride, brothers and sisters, okay? From there, let's go to Song of Solomon. Because what goes on next, just as we used to do, we used to you have a circle, you got a square, and you got a square in one hand and a circle in one. You try to squeeze it and make that square fit into that circle outlet, and it doesn't fit. Okay, that's what's happening when you say God gave David the Star of David. God gave David that hexagram and called it the Star of David. Right. Song of Solomon. I want chapter 8, and I want verse 6.
This is the book of the Song of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 6. Set me as a seal upon thy heart, as a seal upon thy arm, for love is strong as death.
What is Solomon talking about? Let me let you brothers and sisters know. The Song of Solomon is a metaphor. The whole book is broken down in a metaphor that represents the Lord's relationship with his chosen people, Israel. Okay? So read that again.
Set me as a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm, for love is strong as death. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which have a most vehement flame.
So what is Solomon talking about when he says, set me as a seal upon thine heart? And what does it say? Seal upon thy heart?
And a seal upon thine arm.
And a seal upon, the heart is talking about the mind. What is said as a seal upon our mind and a seal upon our arm? Huh? What is he talking about the 6-point hexagram? Heck no. Go to Deuteronomy now. Whole Song of Solomon. I'm hitting these scriptures because I know the mind of a Negro. The mind of a Negro says, no, I will not be proven wrong, so I will search for scriptures that use the word shield or seal and make those scriptures say it's the Star of David. So my question was, when Solomon was in his righteousness, what did he mean when he says, set me as a seal upon my heart, which is the mind, and set me as a seal upon my arm? Here's what he was referring to. Deuteronomy 11, verse 8. 18, Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 18.
Right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11 and verse 18. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words.
Therefore shall you lay up these my words, meaning the laws of God.
In your heart.
In your heart, meaning in your mind.
And in your soul.
And in your soul.
And bind them.
And here's the part. And bind the law.
For a sign upon your hand.
Bind them for a sign upon your hand, because in ancient times, Israel would wear the laws on leather and wrap it around their arms. Okay? Their frontlets, it was called, and phylacteries. Go ahead.
For they may be as frontlets between your eyes.
Frontlets between your eyes. Okay, that's your forehead. Go ahead.
And ye shall...
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
So now, that's what the song read. Now go back to Song of Solomon. I don't want to forget the thought.
Right.
Come on.
Song of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 6. Set me as a seal upon thine heart.
That's the mind.
As a seal upon thine arm.
Right. What is that referring to, that seal? The law. The laws of God. The words of God. Understand that. From there, let's get some easier ones now. Let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 10. In the Apocrypha, okay, in the Apocrypha, let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 10. We're going to take our time with it. I want verse 21 to 23.
The book of 2nd Esdras chapter 10.
Verse 21.
Verse 21. For thou seest that our sanctuary is laid waste.
The sanctuary is laid waste.
Our altar broken down.
Altars broken down.
Our temple destroyed.
The temple's destroyed.
Our psaltery is laid on the ground.
The psaltery, which is the music, laid on the ground.
Our song is put to silence.
Song is put to silence.
Our rejoicing is at an end.
Come on.
The light of our candlestick is put out.
The menorah is put out. Come on.
The ark of our covenant is spoiled.
The ark is even spoiled.
Our holy things are defiled.
The holy things are defiled. Come on.
And the name that is called upon us,
the name that is called upon us is Israel,
is almost profane.
Is almost profane. Come on.
Our children are put to shame.
Our children put to shame.
Our priests are burnt.
Priests are burnt.
Our Levites are gone into captivity.
The Levites went into captivity.
Our virgins are defiled.
The virgins defiled.
And our wives ravished.
Wives were raped.
Our righteous men carried away. Our young ones destroyed. Our young men are brought in bondage. And our strong men are become weak.
Come on.
And which is the greatest of all?
And which is the greatest of all?
The seal of Zion has now lost her honor.
What is the seal of Zion? The seal of Zion. Is that talking about the 6-point hexagram? The star of Remphan? Huh? The star of Molech? Kalum? Huh? Is that what that's talking about? No. Give me Isaiah chapter 8, verse 16. What is the seal of Zion? Huh? Let's get that. Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 16.
Right. The book of Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 16.
Listen good.
Bind up the testimony, seal the law.
Seal the law.
Among my disciples.
Among my disciples. Seal the law. The law is the seal. The law is the seal. From there, let's go to Revelation 7 and 4.
The book of Revelation, chapter 7 and verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed. And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
And there was sealed what?
And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
I want you to jump up now. Jump up to, is it verse 2? Verse 3.
Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
What is the seal talking about? Go right back to Isaiah 8 and 16. Right back there. Because some of you right now going, yeah, the star of Remphan, David. The star of Molech, David. Y'all simple as hell. Isaiah chapter 8, verse, we just read it. Y'all should have the thought now.
Right. The book of Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 16. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples.
So what is the seal that we got to be sealed with? The law, the law, the law. And guess what? There's nothing else to be said about it. So either if you keep pushing that, that's your own vain opinion. So brothers, sisters, I pray we can all come on one accord and stop following the so-called white man and his lies. And with that, we say shalom.